So just a quick one, hush hush. I'm just curious, in your scenario, you've all demonstrated the success traits. What I felt being in previous early stage sales orgs, that people that aren't doing a good job stand out. Like, what do you notice in your peers where you're just like, they are not getting it right? Like, they are just not doing the right things, they're not doing the right behaviours. Have you just got any examples, anecdotes where you've seen that, and then people don't follow the track you have successfully?
I think it comes down to natural behaviour. So obviously, a lot of people are introduced to sales at a young age, and it's not always for them. They go to something different, like potentially account management, which still has an element of sales to it, or they go into operations or something like that, and it's all about being natural with it. In my personal opinion, I touched on it before, if you're not natural in the way that you're trying to sell something to someone, the other person on the other end of the phone will be able to tell that. They'll be able to have an inkling as to, is this person forcefully saying this to me, or are they saying it in their own natural way? And that's the biggest differentiating point that I pick out between the people that I work with. I work with 5 other BDRs, and I can tell who's on the phone and feels natural and feels comfortable, as opposed to someone that's scripted and saying things that they have to say. So that's the biggest point.
Others?
Me? I'll go. I'm just gonna say lazy. BDRs, y'all can't be lazy. Like, you get in, you get on phones, emails, like, have a very structured day. It's really sad, but one of my SDRs, he like we have like huge beanbags, and he like slept overnight to be able to call into the UK, like where we are today, obviously. But he was just like very like grit focused, and so there's like a differentiation, but I'm not saying like stay overnight at your office, but it's just like you can tell, like I was a team lead, so I was leading people, and you can tell people who really want to succeed and the people who are just there just because they want income, right? So number one for me is like, if you're lazy, you can tell, and you can tell by the emails, you can tell by quality of emails, because you're not going to be like researching anything, you're just sending out a ton of templates, or loads of templates. You guys say loads a lot. And then your calls too. Like I would listen to calls, and then you're not very pushy, and you can just tell. So it's like, if you really want to, and I understand that being an SDR or BDR is not a forever job. Like it's always a milestone, but it's like, how hard do you want it to be able to move, and like everyone will be able to see that talent from the very beginning if you're able to really drive that success from the beginning, and as opposed to just, oh, okay, bye.
Not another 7 minutes.
So I've actually got a really good example. We at Okta, we never had an internship program, and last year we hired 2 interns that joined us in May. And the things that the interns wanted to do in 6 weeks just amazed me, to the extent that when my boss came over from the US, one of them said to my boss, "Tony won't let me get on the phones." So what that actually did was it raised the bar with the rest of the team, because we had these individuals who were still having their year out that came in, sat next to me, and were on the phone calling and prospecting and booking meetings, and very successful. Unfortunately, they're in the room now, so I'm never going to live it down, but it's all true.
Quick and easy for you. 2 things: solutions and problems. So there are 2 types of people. One type of person who will come to you with a problem. I'm struggling so much. This world rubbish. No one's picking up the phone. All of that rubbish. And there's someone with solutions. So someone who might be like, I've tried calling this person in the morning, in the middle of the day, in the afternoon. I've done emails. What can you recommend that I do to make myself better at the job?
So I've got a question for everybody. Obviously, early in your sales career, it's very difficult to get your head around different objections that clients might give you. So what's your best one-liner style objection handling technique that you guys employ on the phone to just capture somebody's imagination when you're in the cut and thrust of it?
I thought you said this wasn't an assessment.
I can't help myself.
In terms of objection handling, like for me, there's not one set thing that you need to say, and it goes to the old back in the 1950s, 1940s. Selling's been the same ever since, and it's all about asking questions and being curious. So for me, if someone says a large objection and says, "I haven't got time for this," what have you got time for? I haven't got enough budget for this. What is your budget currently being aligned to? It's all about asking the question to get more information from them as to why you should be in that position where they're given time and they're given budget to. And if you ask more questions and you're more curious, the more you know about them, the more you can use against them. And you can use it against them 2 or 3 weeks down the line. And you can say, well, you said this a few weeks ago, because I put it on my notes. So for me, there's not one set, seriously, there's not one set thing to say if you're being objected. Ask questions, be curious. That's the best way I can go.
You've made it through the day again.
I would say that it doesn't really matter what objection that they give you. Just plant this little seed of curiosity and just say, look, I understand you might be sceptical, but talking about technology over the phone is a bit complicated, but it's worth 50 minutes of your time just to see how the platform works. That's how we would pitch it anyway. But it's worth 50 minutes of your time. What's the worst that can happen if you just drop that seed of curiosity? You just do that.
We sell into sales leaders, so I say, how do your reps handle these types of objections? Pause. It's great because then they're just like, shit.
So I would say, do your research. Don't lose them. I would say do your research and make sure that you find a weak spot or a sweet spot, and when you bring somebody up, you're actually bringing up that bit of information that makes them listen. And even if they are busy and they say, I'm going to a meeting or I can't talk now, then straight away is, I'll book some time with you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, and we can then discuss this further. So it's doing your research will make them listen to you because it affects them.
I personally treat it like a game. You've got to keep yourself excited in the sales role. So as soon as I start getting objections, I think, what open questions can I ask to kind of battle this down? So the reality is, an objection is just a misunderstanding, it's a lack of information. So all you simply need to do is keep asking them questions, see how long you can keep them on the phone, until they actually understand, actually I don't know too much about that, and then bang, you're in.
Well done, you've all passed. Okay, so questions on the floor for our panel. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
When you've qualified someone out on the phone, the best way to get off of the phone with that person is wasting their time.
Okay, it's a good question. Time's precious.
Shall I go for this one?
What's the question, sorry?
How to get somebody off the phone if they're not the right time to get.
I would tell them outright, say, look, I don't want to waste your time and you don't want to waste my time, so let's just cut this short.
There's a little 4-stage process, don't worry, it's not going to take ages. There's a little 4-stage process that we do it. It's called BANT. It's budget, authority, need, and time. Once you've broken down those 4 barriers, if you realise that they're not, you can do that in like 3 or 4 minutes on the phone. If they're just waffling on, just say you've got to go. But if you break it down into those 4 different barriers of budget, authority, need, and time, if they fit all 4 of those, then you know that they're the champion for you.
Yeah. I would basically say, understand you're very busy, and you've no need for our solution now. However, can I add you into our mailing list for future?
So the first thing that I will pick up is someone's verbal communications and their energy on the phone. So if you pick up the phone to me and you're a bit slubby, I'm going to quickly tell you that your CV has been passed through to the employer and they're going to get in contact with you directly. And you'll probably never hear from them again. So a lesson to all of you, if you ever get a call wherever you are in the world and you don't know the person, make sure you put on your very best phone voice, only because like within that first 15 seconds, that's a true representation of what you're like as a person.
And another question from the floor for our panel this evening? Right at the back, go ahead.
For, I remember your name is right. You talked about
Hugo.
You talked about the video emails. Could you talk a little bit more about the process of it? I've never seen one or heard about it.
Yeah, sure. So I only had 7 minutes, so I could only touch up on it briefly. But basically, all you need is a video stand. So like a stand that you put a phone into. You need a phone to video with, a Vimeo account, which is like, it costs peanuts. You can probably get budget for it. It's only like a few pounds a year. You need like for me anyway, this is just like me going off the back of what I've been taught and what I've kind of learned from it, but you need like a 4 or 5 slide presentation in the background whilst you're presenting into the video. The presentation has to be crisp, but it has to be high level. You're sending it to anywhere from a digital marketing executive to a CEO. You want the same message to get across to both people, and that message is high level. What do you guys do? Why would we be beneficial working with you? And it's just got to be like a 1.5 minute talk track. You don't want to blabber on. You don't want to do too much. But I mean, in terms of like the actual video email itself, you can do pretty much the same video email for any prospect. You just got to tweak a few things.
All right, Hugo, we're going to do another video session.
Oh, I don't know anything about video, unfortunately.
And last question this evening. Oh, hands up already. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's just about this because we have Vidyard and it's a bit like Vimeo.
Promo!
Yeah!
Get it in there!
My question is to you is, if you're sending a 2-minute video to a CEO, would you not be better off just ringing them? Because you might send that, it might take you 2 minutes, you might mess up the last 10 seconds, and then have to do it again. Then you've wasted time, when you could have realistically rang 3 or 4 or 5, 6 people in that same amount of time.
Do both.
Have you ever tried ringing a CEO before?
Yes, I have.
Have you got through to them?
Yes, I have.
Fair play to you. Can I have your number? I have tried many times to get through to CEOs. You get through to their PA, you start pitching their PA, and it turns into peanuts. So I want to connect with you after and learn how you're doing that. But to answer your question, in terms of doing video emails, the reason why I send them to lots of different people,
That's all right.
the reason why I send them to lots of people in one company is because I want it to reach as many people. I want them to have internal conversations to say, this person sent me a video. Well, he sent me a video as well. Well, let's have a look at what he's doing. And it's all about creating conversation within their company internally, and then hopefully they'll get back to you. But that's the best response.
We actually use Vidyard as well, but when we send out email campaigns, so say we'll try and ring the CEO. If you don't get through to the CEO, you send an email, maybe try again the next day, and then send a Vidyard.
Okay.
A Vidyard saying, haven't been able to get hold of you, pitch on the Vidyard, and then see where it gets to that point.
That's what we would do, yeah. Down the line. Yeah. Thank you.
Do you have a premium account?
I don't know, a company pays for it.
Okay. So there are some really great platforms out there that will enable you to see a percentage that was watched in the video, the clicks, how many. This is the best thing. Like, if you see people that are clicking, like my video has been clicked like 125 times. That's like my cap, which I pride myself on. But if you see that, like, they're getting a lot of traction, and like you're gonna want to communicate that, or like call everyone in the company, because at that point you're able to see where they're opening. But I don't know about this GDPR thing. This is the thing. Like, I can't talk to Did you get can you? Yeah? Okay, sorry. Anyways, get the video premium version, and then you'll be able to see.
Right, let's wrap it
For the
up.
percentage,
Yeah, well done. Right.
We have a big applause from our panel. And then also finally, can we have a big applause for James Ski as well? This is based on his passion for what we should invest in the future generation of the sales side. And have you guys learned something tonight? Has it been useful? Are you going to tell two friends? Find a common friend here.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much for coming. Can we have a round of applause for the Opta team for hosting us?